Hey folks, one of the jobs that Zach wanted me to do was to get rid of some of the weeds in the backyard. At this point I don't remember why. And Ken wanted me to do along the fence, as we have a lot of hemlock in our yard, and hemlock is toxic to dogs. And along the fence line where it's mostly there where I can't get with the lawnmower, that's where the dog's been laying, and he's worried about the dog getting poisoned by him. So we have a weed eater that was given to us by the landlord, and I know it works because he was using it when he first brought it by. Problem is, it doesn't have a spool on it, and I'm not sure what he did with it, so I'd go out and get one. So while I was out, I went through Timmy's drive-thru, and they have this thing that happens every once in a while. It's called Pay It Forward. And basically what happens when you get to the window, the person in front of you has paid for your order, and then you pay for the person behind you. I've heard of this. I heard of Zach's gone through it. It's happened to him a few times. It happened to me today for the first time. I thought that was actually kind of cool. I got to the window and I said, the lady behind you paid for, or lady ahead of you paid for yours. Oh, thanks. I'll pay for the guy behind me then. I don't know if she was being nice and just did that, or if that was an ongoing thing, but she didn't say anything about it, and she didn't recommend paying for the guy behind me. I just chose to. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. It's the first time I've been involved in something like that. While I was out today, I found out there's not going to be any fireworks this year. I got wondering because normally the fire department has a fundraiser, and I hadn't seen that, so I was kind of figuring, but I found out officially today. And canceled because of the social distancing issue. And I don't know, there's enough room down there for everybody that shows up, to stay apart, and anybody that is together. They're usually families that live together anyways, but it is what it is. So the good news is the hawks that live on top of that post at ground zero, they'll remember this as the year without an apocalypse. So I can't imagine what it's like for them. All these explosions around them. So at least they'll be happy. Hey folks, I kind of come up with an idea what I want to do. I don't know what that is. Wow, I can't believe how dirty this is. I want to take the fender off, and I want to check the brushes in the motor. I got thinking about that. When the brushes wear down, you get all this highly conductive dust inside the motor, and it's possible, if that's an issue, then it could be shorting. That could be why I'm losing power, and that could be what caused the problem last time. I'm going to take a look at the brushes, and while I have them out, I'm going to blow the motor out and get some of that dust out. It's just a matter of getting around to doing it. When I was ready to do it, I didn't want to because it was so hot out here. And now Zach's on a cleaning binge, so he's got me doing stuff, and I'm getting one thing done per day. And I'm so exhausted. So yesterday, I got the weed eater out. The landlord kind of gave us one. I had to get a cartridge for it, and I was so not impressed. I paid $15 for it, and there's barely any string on it at all. But it worked. We got the job done. That was a nice camper that just went by. But the problem is the motor's going in it. It'll work fine for a little while. Then it'll start slowing down. The motor starts smoking, and it's electric motor. Electric motors are not supposed to smoke. And it just reeked. It was horrible. I was waiting for it to explode. And then it would start speeding up again, and it was fine for a little while, and then it would start slowing down. So, need a new weed eater. I was looking when I was at Rona. They don't carry the actual Weed Eater brand, but they do have stuff. They don't have a whole lot of choice. He said they don't sell many of them, so they don't stock many of them, but they can order them. But they had one in stock. It's a cordless. I'm not crazy about cordless tools because I don't use them enough, and the batteries usually go kaputs. But in this case, he'll make it easier because I don't have to drag the cord all over the yard. And when I go out front to do it, I don't have to drag the cord into the house to plug it in. So I'm considering it, but it's $167. So if I do buy it, it'll be at the end of the month because I can't afford that right now. Now, I don't have a whole lot of money left for this particular month. So, see what happens with that. I received something, and this is relating to my night videos. Remember I told you there was something I was working on. So at the moment, I got a big bright light on the front, and one on the back, and it's just not quite bright enough yet. So I decided to fix that problem. And I got me a new light. These lights are 18 watts, both of them, 18 watts each, so a total of 36 watts. This light on its own, 120 watts. So it's almost, 10 times the brightness. So we'll see what happens with that. It came in a 2-pack. So I got 2 of them. I'm only going to use one. And because it's such high wattage, I can't use the same switch because this is just wired directly. So I got a double. It looks just like this, but there's 2 side by side. So I'm going to have one to turn on, and that'll turn the back one on, and it will energize the circuit for the second switch, which I'll use to turn that one. That's what I wanted to do originally. When I put the front light on, I was going to wire it separate, and I was going to have the 2 switches. One switch to turn the back one on, and then the second switch for the front one, and if I turn the back one off, both will go off together, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And just to make things simpler, I just decided to wire it in with the circuit for the back one. Run everything off one switch. But because this one's such high wattage, I can't run it. I can't run that much current through that switch. So I got relays, and I didn't realize there were packages of 2. I just wanted the one, but it came in a package of 2, and apparently there was 2 packages, so I have 4. So if I ever need another one, we're good to go. So I get low current to turn the relay on, which will run the higher current for the front light. And at some point in time I'll get all that done. So unfortunately I can't use the wire that I was using. So I had to get heavier gauge wire. Why do I do this to myself? So, and I won't be doing this today. The first thing, priority is getting this motor checked out and see what's going on with that. Cause I still got a finished cleaning out here. I want to put the monster over in this side, but I also want to put this shelf over in that corner now that the garbage is finally gone. Well, most of it. So I got that, and then just kind of clean this out. Probably move this trailer back a little bit. We don't use this door anyways. I'm thinking right now it would be nice to have it open to get some airflow through here when I'm working out here because it gets so hot, but I need a breeze for that to happen, and there's not much of a breeze. So I move this back a bit, then I could just park the monster right along this wall, because I wanted this all be tools and this side all my scooter stuff. And that way Zach's got his zone and I got my zone, and we're all good to go. And we're going to try to get rid of that chair. Zach wants to list it on Kijiji. Maybe, possibly at some point, I'll try to hang my bike up as well. After the experience I had with Ken's bike, kind of fear doing that. So I'm not sure. But I do have a project for today. This tree out here, I'm not sure how you can see it. It is a black walnut tree and it's kind of growing through the fence. I saw that last year. Oh, look at that. There's the spool for the weed eater. I didn't have to buy one. Go figure. Oh, that's done now anyways. But when we first moved in, that tree was there. And I don't like black walnut trees close to the house because they get really, really huge. And if we get a really wet summer, they start dripping sap and they kill everything. Excuse me. Kill everything that's underneath them. So they're nice looking trees, but they're destructive. And this one's growing right in the fence, so it's going to destroy the fence really soon. And they grow pretty fast too. So the neighbor that was here before, he actually liked it. He wanted to keep it. So he's not here now. It's grown up to the point now where it's blocking my view of the street. So that's kind of. I was considering talking to the new neighbor here and finding out, if I could at least trim it. But when we were out here working yesterday, or a couple days ago, he approached me and asked me if I could take it down. So, yay! So I'm going to be doing that today. That's my job for today, cutting that down. My arm is still destroyed from the weed whacking. Not both arms, just this left arm. And it's like I had a hard time lifting my coffee through my mouth last night. It just doesn't want to work. My arms do not like vibrations. It just destroys them. So that's why I can't use the gas-powered weed whackers, because the vibration, my body does not like it. And that's related to my fibromyalgia as well. So, one more thing, right? So I do want to get that tree down today. It's a nice day today. It's supposed to be a high of 20, which is nice. It's not hot. It's nice, but it's not, for me, it's not shorts weather. So I'm wearing pants and sweater. Oh, it's a bit of a breeze now. I guess it's going to be an off and on thing. So, anyways, I had to check. I didn't see my light flashing. I thought my camera stopped recording. So, Zach's starting to collect aluminum cans. So I'm going to keep mine for him. As I knock everything over. So he wants to do what I was going to do with the aluminum melting. So he's into that now. So I guess start collecting all my cans. I can't really call them pop cans because it's not really pop, it's juice, fruit juice. So I'm going to start holding on to them for him. I guess I don't need to go into the whole story there. So I'm going to go for a tour, enjoy the day, and find out if I get to pay it forward to Timmy's drive-thru again. That was kind of cool. I've heard of that before, but that's the first time I've been a part of it. So, anyways, I'm going to go for a tour and have me some fun. you heard of or been part of a COVID party? I'm not allowed to have gatherings in the house anymore, so people drive by and honk and play music and whatever, convoy of vehicles. We had one go by our house the other day. It was an anniversary, and, well, if you're not part of it, let's just say I'm glad I was awake. I would have been pretty ticked off because it was very, very loud. They made a lot of noise. But it's just, though, it's kind of cool. Well, I was out today. I kind of became part of one. They just happened to be going the same place I was going. But when I come up to the intersection here, I saw them coming by. And one thing just kind of stood out to me. And this car's going by. And that is a dog sticking his head out of the sunroof. I actually physically laughed out loud when I saw that. That was pretty funny. And of course, when I get to wherever this party is, and I see it again, the dog's still got his head sticking out. That's just, I find that so amusing. This day, I decided to head down to the river. It's been a while since I've been down here. Unfortunately, it's all grown in now. It grew so fast, and I can't see my trail. I knew I went between those two trees. Other than that, I'm just not sure where I'm going here. I can't see anything. And I hit something with the front wheel, and I just about ripped the fender off. I go, oh, there's a tree there. So, back up a bit, turn, go around it, continue on, and something there in the way, so I tried to turn to go around it, and now I'm on top of it, whatever it was. And now I'm stuck on it. And at this point, I have no clue what it is. I can't see anything because the grass is so tall. All I know is the monster's not pulling itself off, so I have to get off and give it a hand. There appears to be a fallen tree on the ground here, and that's what I'm on top of. So I'm trying to push the monster, give it a little extra helping hand. And it just doesn't want to budge. Now at this point, the monster is stuck on it. I know why now, but at the time I had no clue why I can't get it to move. I can't even get the wheels to turn. And I'll explain what's going on here once everything is done, but at this point I just don't know. And then it happens. Oh, that is so hard for me to watch. My spine made a very loud snap sound, and I felt the worst pain I've ever felt in my life, and down I went. So I just let you know I'm okay. I'm just kind of laying here waiting for the pain to go away. And despite that, my biggest fear right now is, oh great, I'm injured, now I can't get the monster out. I was more worried about the monster than I was myself. I'm no stranger to hurting my back. I've done it many times, and once you do it, you're susceptible to it. And it was the exact same place. It always happens, but my spine has never made a sound like that, ever. That really scared me. So I kind of sat up for a second, and it's like, okay, I'm okay. And I got up, and I'm thinking, okay, what do I do now? Because I'm not going to be able to lift the front end up anymore. So apparently I was able to push, so I was able to pull the monster sideways. I just couldn't lift. The pain pretty much went away right away, but as soon as I tried to lift, it just came back again. So a little bit of a dilemma. I'm thinking, okay, there's a vehicle in the parking lot, so somebody's down here fishing somewhere. If it comes down to it, I'll wait for them to show up and ask for help. But I'm stubborn. I gotta do it on my own. So I keep trying. And right about here, I noticed there's a problem with the monster. It's obviously been damaged because the left wheel's pointing out sideways and the front wheel, or right wheel's pointing straight. And I'm thinking, oh, wonderful. So I know at this point that the steering rod is bent, and I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what's damaged. I don't know how to remedy this situation. I'm still stuck on it. So I try pushing, and I try again to lift, and the pain comes back. I say, nope, I can't do that. And so I kind of go off to the side and try to pull sideways. And I'm just not sure what else to do. So now I'm off the tree finally. Unfortunately, the monster doesn't want to steer properly. You can see I have it turned like fully to the left and it's going straight. So I gotta back out. I got this fallen tree to my left, I got a tree stump to my right, and I had no idea the tree stump was even there until I backed into it. So somehow I gotta get between them and back out, and I finally did. But as you can see, the steering is just not right. So I've done some major damage. I did take a look at it. My one ball joint is like off by like 90 degrees, so I know at least the steering rod is bent. So I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna get this thing home? So here's my take on what happened. I went into the trail and you see that tree to the right of me and the tree stump. I'm supposed to be to the left of that. Apparently somehow I got between them. And the rest of the tree that's kind of laying down, it's right at ground level. That's what I got stuck on. So why did I get stuck so bad? I'll use this picture as an example. This is a fallen tree. You see all those little spikes sticking out? They're all angled towards the top of the tree. I came from the bottom, so when the monster went on, I just kind of slipped over one of those spikes, and the tie rod kind of got hooked on it. So when I tried backing up, it just kind of pulled underneath it, and that's why when I tried to lift the front of the monster, I couldn't lift it because it was kind of hooked underneath. So it made it a lot heavier, and that's why I hurt my back. So I'm guessing because I pulled the monster to the right, that tree spike was right at the left ball joint, and when I was forcing it backwards, all that force was on that one ball joint, and that's what bent it. That is my belief as to what happened. Thankfully, when I hurt my back and I fell backwards, I didn't land on anything. I had a nice soft landing, so I guess that was a plus. So now I'm out in the clear, and get a better look at it. And, well, the steering rod got pulled forward, and apparently all the force was on the left ball joint, because the right ball joint is still in line with the tie rod itself. And everything is straight until I get to the left ball joint, and like I say, it's off by like 90 degrees. So it's bent really seriously. I don't see anything else that's broken or bent, so I'm hoping that's all that is, but I'm expecting it to snap at any point. Because it's, like I say, it's bent 90 degrees, and that was the one that was bent before that I bent back, so it's been weakened. So, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting. You can see just how bad the steering is off. But it's weird because if I have the steering straight, the wheels are pointing off in different directions, but the right one seems to be the dominant one. It's the one that gets all the traction, and the left one is just kind of dragging. Right now it's not much of a problem, but once I get up to the hard surface, I'm not sure what to expect. I do have a little bit of control. The steering's pretty much turned all the way to the left. And you say that the front wheel is pointing straight when it's turned to the left like this, and the left tire is dragging. I'm thinking, oh no, my brand new tires, I'm gonna rip off all the rubber. But it's just the main thing is I don't want to go off the curb. Yeah, I'm expecting that rod to break at any moment, so I'm not going fast at all. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on where that front wheel is going. I don't want it to get any grip on anything, because it'll pull me hard to the left. But it's nice and slow. Keep her going until I get home. Now, it was a long trip, but I made it, and left wheel doesn't look like I damaged too much. The tread still looks pretty good on it, so I'm kind of happy about that. Nope. I told you that was a weak spot. Oops. So I gotta bend that back. I know that's gonna break when I bend it. But 90-degree angle almost. Holy cow. I guess I won't be doing that again. So I'm gonna bend this back, and I can guarantee you that's gonna break. So I guess I gotta weld her out and hope that it's strong enough. Oh, my back is hurting so much now. Oh, I have no idea why it didn't break, but it didn't break. It still actually even feels strong. I was expecting it to get looser and looser, bend easier and easier as I straightened it, but it didn't. Next question is, do I want to trust that? It is strong still, but I don't know. I don't feel like doing any welding today, so I'm not even sure how I can weld that, because I would weld right up to the nut. I don't know. Might be time to order a new steering bar, so at least it'll be on its way before this one breaks. I guess I won't be going through there again. I couldn't even see that tree. I had no idea. And I know from experience that I'm not going to feel the pain until tomorrow, the real pain. So I knew I had to get the monster fixed today right away, and got it done. Thankfully, the tie rod end seems to be the only thing that was bent, so I was able to fix that, and it took me about 10 minutes. And I decided to finish my tour, so I went back to where I left off and continued from there. So I'm not going to be going out through that grass anymore. I guess I'm done with that for this year. That kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. So unfortunately, it's been about 2 weeks now since this happened, and I'm still in a lot of pain. Painkillers are really limited to what they can do. So I had one day where I actually started feeling good, and I had a lot of laundry built up, so I decided now that'd be a good time to do that. But I didn't want to grab a laundry basket and carry everything at once, because I didn't want to take a chance on hurting my back. So I took armfuls, took them downstairs, the washing machine, come back up, got another armful, and once the wash was finished, I took an armful to the dryer, come back, took another armful to the dryer, and then come upstairs, grab some more, took it down. And then once the dryer was done, I'd bring some upstairs, go down, bring some more up, and then go open the washing machine, bring some more over to the dryer, and I had 4 loads altogether. And by the time it was done, all that pain was back again, and I've been suffering since. But that was something I needed to do, and thankfully I got that finished now. But all the things that I need to do with my monster, I'm not sure what I can do now. I do have a plan. This video's gotten kind of long, so I'll save that for the next video. That will help me. I guess that's all I'll say for this video. So I think to finish off my tour and done for the day. I went to bed early that night because the pain was already starting, and of course when I woke up the next morning, like I figured I couldn't move. So I'm getting better, slowly getting better. So thank you to everybody who sent me prayers and well wishes. And this is gonna take some time. Like I say, I'm no stranger to this. I've hurt my back several times. I've missed a lot of time from work from it. You know, I'm kind of used to that part. But like I say, that snap noise that my spine made, it was like a snapping stick. It was very loud, and it scared the crap out of me. I've never had that happen before, ever. Usually it's a muscle. You know, I pulled a muscle or whatever, and I'm used to that. But this kind of scared me. So I got to a point where I considered going up to the hospital to get checked out, and the next day is when it started feeling a little bit better. So I don't know. At some point I don't know. I really don't want to go to the hospital right now. So, but we'll take it one day at a time. We'll see how things go. Thanks for watching, guys.